Okay, guys, as always, we talk about no mind. And, as someone that really is trying hard to restore the natural order in the balance of our feminine, I want to talk about this, right? I want to talk about the restoring of the balance. So, truth is, I have client calls from 6 to midnight tonight, so I either come on now or I don't talk to you guys at all. So what I'm proposing and what I find most interesting is that as ladies, you are having trouble with this concept, which is so funny, because let's take a moment to think about that, right? Where does your intuition come from? Is it logical? Is it logical at any minute, in any moment in time? Is your intuition logical? It's not even close, okay? And here's the other thing. As women, we are the source of all things. We are the embodiment of the subconscious. So we already won the race. We already have it all. We already won the race. Can you understand that? And so as such, when you guys say, I don't understand how to give this over to no mind, what you're saying is, I don't know how to be receptive. I don't know how to be receptive. Have you considered that? You don't know how to be receptive. That's a problem. Because I'm going to tell you. Let's look at nature, shall we? You take a peahen, okay? You take her, and she's as plain Jane as can be. The peacock spreads his tail feathers and does everything he can to get her attention. The crocodile, he dances and water dances and does this elaborate, water ballet to get her attention. The lions, the gorillas, the monkeys, they must all prove they are worthy of her attention. So it is completely unnatural to chase. Goes against the grain. It's why it doesn't feel good. So what I'm asking you to do when I say treat no mind like a crock pot, I want you to set it and forget it, and then be present and open to your intuition. What I'm asking you to do is manifest like a fucking goddess. And you're gonna have to forgive me, guys. It's hot as Hades in North Carolina today. I don't know what the hell happened, but sorry, I'm sweating. Okay? So what I'm asking you to do is to set it and forget it. I want you to get back to not knowing, to remembering that you were whole to begin with and that you are the prize. I need you to get back to that mindset. I need you to remember that no matter how badly you think that guy is responsible for how you feel, the key word is how you feel. Okay? So I'm going to clarify something for you that perhaps I should have clarified before. Okay? And that's this. Tasha, thank you. I'm not wearing any makeup and I just worked out. Now I'm sweating, so I feel like I look like a hot mess. Thank you. But let's clarify, okay? Here's the bottom line, okay? We've been told that the masculine is the sunshine, that he is the source, correct? Isn't that a crock of bullshit? But I was raised to believe that. I was raised to believe that the masculine was the sun and the source. And so I thought I had to cater to his behind. When all of nature was screaming at me to say, no, that's not how it goes. But I was taught that the moon was feminine. So the sun is masculine and the moon is feminine. Isn't that ass backwards, you guys? Here's why, okay? We are told that we are the negative aspect because they're the positive, right? The masculine. This is not accurate. Let me explain. I love this. I live for this. I live for these moments of clarity. So I hope you're basking in the joy of this, okay? We are told we're the negative because we are the fucking vortex. We are everything at once. We are the entire universe at once. The source, the sun. You know that song? Ain't no sunshine. Oh, I'm not going to sing. When she's gone, okay? No sunshine when she's gone. There's your clue. She is the light and the source. The Queen of Heaven. So I'm not saying that the masculine is not important. Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying. In fact, the masculine is the moon from which the sun can realize she's the sun. We're actually, in an effort, we are mirroring one another. But the truth is, it is our love that gets you heaven on earth. We're the prize. And if they want heaven, they gotta get through our pussy first. Okay? Sorry. It's the truth. Okay? You're born from one, and then you spend the rest of your life trying to get in one. I'm not making it up. It's the truth. Right? Which means we are the source. We are the prize. This is the natural order. I wish I could tell you that I was being a sarcastic bitch. I wish I can tell you that I was being this militant woman. But what I'm telling you is the natural order. Natural order. So as such, you should not be doing their job for them. You should not. And any man who thinks that he's the prize, no, honey, we give you the honor of being next to us. And because of us, you will rise to heights that you've never imagined before. Because our love made you. Everything begins as woman first. Yeah, it's truth. That's not to say that men are not special. I told you it was Mother Nature and Father Time. Men are special, but they are the mirror, and we're the prize. So women who don't understand that are going against the natural order. They're going against the natural order. As gentlemen, you need to understand this. Her pleasure, her joy, that is the blessing that keeps everything falling out of the sky for you in abundance. Her radiance, her love, her joy. Hate to break it down to you fellas, but you're not the sun, you're the moon. And what you're doing is you're agreeing to be our mirror so that you can access heaven through us. Okay? Sorry. Hate to bust your bubble. It's the truth. It's the truth. Correct me if I'm wrong. You are after your feminine energy because the feminine energy is the way in the door. It's the lock, the key in the heaven. It's the gateway. We're the bridge to heaven. Which is why you want to get in a relationship with us in the first place. Okay? That's not to say that you are not special. Of course you are. Because you're going to take us to heights that we can't get to by ourselves. But understand the mission, babe. Understand the mission. Now, here's the other thing. Okay? Here's the other thing. I need you to love men like a dog. That sounds condescending. I promise you I'm not being condescending. Okay? What does a dog do when their owner comes home? Whether their owner has been gone for 2 minutes or whether their owner has been gone for a week, is that dog not the happiest thing in the world to see you? Yes? That's how you need to look at them. Your love still needs to be the force that brings them home. And you still need to love and honor and respect them. No one said that they're not special. Of course they are. They're on a mission to bring us pleasure that we're designed for. We are not meant to suffer in relationships at all. At all. Now I'm going to begin the one course, and I'm going to be talking to both of you, but I am going to be empowering women in a way that perhaps we've strayed from and that is required. And then that would allow men to step up to the plate and return to being what they're supposed to be. It's the natural order, so let's restore it. Okay? Now, as I was saying, like a dog, you love them like a dog. So can you imagine that happiness and joy you feel? How good would that feel to a man if you're looking at him like, oh my God, you're home, hi, baby. They live for that look on your face. Men achieve their sense of accomplishment through their efforts. When you rob them of this, they have absolutely no reason to fall in love with you. Why? When you chase them down, you're in their face so much that you create absolutely no desire through absence. You give them nothing to strive for. But I promise you this about gentlemen, okay? The one they had to work the hardest for, that's who the fuck they're in love with. That's who they're in love with. So by making it easy on them, by making it not a challenge, and I am an inner dude. I think like a dude. That's why I'm so fucking dangerous. That's why I'm so fucking dangerous. You have no idea how dangerous I am to men. Okay? I think like a dude. And as such, I know that if you don't provide me with a challenge, not interested. It bores me to death. Okay? Now the challenge is not to be difficult or an asshole or play games or nothing. What you're doing is following the natural order. You are determining whether or not this man is worthy of you. Just like in nature, when the alligator and the crocodile have to do their dance for their lady, or when the peacock has to spread his feathers to get her attention, she's deciding who is worthy of her. So make sure that you're not compromising on your standards. Make sure you know who you are. Make sure you love and appreciate everything about you, so that you are not seeking them to complete you. They're seeking you as the natural order. We are source. We are the source of all life. It's team effort. But what we need to get away from is women being the moon, because it's not accurate. Women are the sunshine. Okay? So, I need you to remember this, you guys, because if you're not, you're going to go against the natural order of things. And have you noticed how miserable you are? Okay? So back to my point. We're going to love them like dogs. So you're going to be happy to see them. What else do we do with dogs? We praise good behavior. So if they're appearing the way that we want, we're going to honor and praise that. Their efforts should not go unnoticed, or we get into a narcissistic union where it's all about us and we're not acknowledging their efforts or praising them. So we're not giving them the love that they need. And so that's not in balance either, right? One extreme or the other is not balance. Okay? So you want to appreciate their efforts, so you want to reward good behavior. Like a dog. Okay? But you also, with a dog, you do not compromise. What is allowed and what is not allowed is very well spelled out. And that's how you need to be. And it's not about being militant, but it's about making sure that you garner the respect that you deserve because you respect yourself. There is no amount of self-sacrificing you can do to gain another. There's no amount of love that is already not being appreciated that you can give that's going to be appreciated if it wasn't being appreciated to begin with. So you should be using the law of reverse effort properly. This allows gentlemen to step up into their role and be the divine masculine that they're supposed to be. And as such, the neck and the head work great. It's a team effort. So I'm not being militant. I'm not being an asshole. I'm not being mean. I'm not being, ultra feminine. Because the truth is, I'm more dude than feminine. And I actually, this is going to sound funny to you guys, I feel guilty. I feel like I'm betraying my dudes, my inner dude. I'm betraying my inner dude by telling him that the woman has all the power here. Kind of feel that. But at the same time, you know what? It's the natural order, and we've been going against it for too long. Okay? So, please think about what I'm saying. Okay? This is how you maintain balance. The other thing you want to do is make sure that it's symbiotic. You match and reflect efforts. You don't want to be out of balance. You don't want to be too militant, too extreme, or any of this. You just don't want to do that. Okay? But you do want to get to the point where you are unapologetically yourself. Because that's who you want to be loved for, so the mask has to come off. And I'm saying this because I was asked today from a beautiful woman named Kavitha. She said, how else do I love myself? So let's talk about that. How else do you love yourself, ladies? Well, you're going to start living for the things that you enjoy. You're going to start finding that radiance. You're going to start matching the frequency of how you feel when you are with them, without being with them. What happens when you are vibing at this? The mirror shows up to be exactly as you are. Your effort always needs to be on you. You should not be convincing anyone to love you. Completely and totally erroneous. Erroneous. Because the love is automatic when you give it to yourself. So what happens when you start vibing at this level, okay, you become what's known as the premium woman, the one, the type of woman that men are seeking, okay? You must stay here, okay? So all of these herds, and there are a lot of them because there's a long line of men that want us, let's be honest. As women, we know this, right? There's a long line, shit ton of people in and out of the herd, right? They must rise to meet you. This provides their sense of accomplishment. This allows him to feel as if his efforts were rewarded. And you don't compromise, so you don't go down in the ditch to meet them. You can't get yourself dirty that way. Okay? This is imbalance. This is what the one does. It's very, very set in stone. But they must meet you where you're at. So you must be working on loving yourself, on doing things that give you pleasure and joy. You need to start owning. You know what you're owning, right? Okay? The one thing they want. You need to own that. Okay? So, in no mind, what I want you to practice, and this is going to feel unnatural for many of you, and I realize that you've gotten so far away from your intuition that this feels unnatural, but your intuition is not logical, is it? You just know shit. So get back to that natural state of receptivity. Okay? We can teach men how to create things out of thin air, but you're going to have to embody it first so that men can learn how to think like a woman in order to get anything out of source, since we are the source. The reason we are perceived as negative is because we exist as everything at once already. So as such, since our eyes can't translate that, it appears to be a negative because it's a vortex that we create. It's not negative at all. It's not negative at all. It's that we're everything right now. So what I'm suggesting is to get back to remembering that. Get back to owning that you are the embodiment of the subconscious. You are that source. And as source, you are everything now. So what happens is you remember you're the vortex, and you get comfortable with being receptive so that everything comes to you. I know this world is masculine. I know we've done a lot to fit in. I know we became our own hero. Some women don't even want men anymore because they found them useless. They're not. They're not. But you can see how we are a self-sufficient entity. Okay? That is true. And you want to get there. You can't want their love and get their love at the same time. Not how it works. And I'm not convincing someone to fall in love with me because I'm already in love with myself. Therefore, the work is done. Now they have to show me when they match my effort. But if I spent all this time healing, if I spent all this time developing peace, if I spent all this time learning how to manifest things out of thin air, if I spent all this time realizing how to do this, and I value everything about myself, why in the hell would I compromise and put up with things that I shouldn't be putting up with this? I would be disrespecting myself. I would be rejecting myself. I'd be humiliating myself. I'd be abandoning myself. Sound familiar? I'd be committing huge injustices to myself. The 5 wounds. These 5 wounds, until you understand what you're doing to yourself, are dictating how you are being treated. Because you're unconsciously doing what they mirror back to you. I know most people don't tell you like this, right? I will, in a heartbeat. It is very uncomfortable to talk to me and get to know me because I don't let you off the hook. I tell you, oh, you're responsible for it all, baby. You got to own it. Because if you own it, you can do something about it. But if you want to play victim, I'm not your girl. I'm not your girl. Not everybody's ready to hear that they made everything. Not everybody's ready to hear that the narcissist, the only reason the narcissist roped you in is because they mimicked you in the beginning. So you fell in love with you. And then when you became their puppet, which is the exact opposite of what the one does, they walk all over you. But the trap was set by mirroring you in the first place. So if that's how it works, and you know that people are seeking themselves, mirroring the best qualities of what you remember, why you like somebody, being in that mood matches that state, which draws them in. It draws everything in because we're already the source. We're already the source. It's not that we're negative at all. Okay? Not that we're negative at all. In fact, it's because we are everything at once that we are perceived as negative. But as such, what does that mean? That means I have to know my value as a woman. I have to know my value as source. I need to love and appreciate all of me as I am without rejecting myself to gain them, without humiliating myself to gain them, without abandoning myself to gain them. You see how it works? The design is flawless, you guys. God, Spirit, you are the most intelligent thing in the world. There's nothing more amazing than this. And your only job is to learn how to love yourself so that the relationship with yourself is what's mirrored out everywhere. And I know this for a fact because this is how I figured out that in love is love reflected. And so that when I don't love myself, the people must show up as how I'm not loving myself so that I can see what the hell I'm doing. That's why this man right here, whoever this man happens to be, or masculine woman, whatever, is, or you get where I'm going with that, right? This pursuing person that is my mirror has to show me what I'm doing wrong. So it seems like they're inflicting pain. They didn't do anything to you, baby. Your state determined what they showed you. You're the source. So if you start thinking like this, that's a very different way of existing. Because when you take full responsibility for your creation, you have control over it. But if I forget, and I forget that what they show me is me, I'm being divided, right? I'm being divided. So what do you guys typically do? You blame them. You try and shut your eyes and not look. I don't want to see what they're doing. If I ignore it, will it go away? Because they must behave as you're behaving. As such, you owe it to yourself to become aware of what you're doing and remember that the relationship with yourself is the one that counts. Let's get back to the natural order of things. Let's honor and respect the masculine and give it the respect that it needs, because it is actually serving us in ways that you can't even begin to appreciate unless you understand that you are its source. Everything that hurts you is doing you the extreme favor of saying, snap out of it. You're doing the exact opposite of what you need to do. In this way, you appreciate the pain. It makes a lot of sense when you get back to being you. All right? And so, like I said, I probably should have said it sooner. I was raised to believe that men were the sunshine and we were the moon. And I'm trying to tell you it's backwards, and I'm dyslexic, so I could see where I thought it was backwards, but it's not. It's the other way around. Okay? The void is everything at once, or the shadow. The light shines on the shadow, so the shadow can see itself on the light. Feminine, masculine. This is genderless because it's energy, right? But if you're a feminine woman and you don't know you're the source, are you not going to work much harder than you should be? All right, Millie, what'd you say? Can you give us a practical way we can get back to being us, take responsibility? Yes. So this is where no mind comes in, okay? What we're trying to do is we're trying to wipe the slate clean. We already understood the design. We already understood what we did to ourselves. We already understand how it's playing out in the dynamics. So what you're doing is wiping the slate clean. You're going to give all of these things to no mind, and you're going to practice being present, and you're going to practice being receptive to your intuition. It's going to take a little getting used to if you've gotten away from it. But you guys know what I'm talking about when I say intuition. You just know something all of a sudden. The genius just kind of comes in. The rest of the time, I want you to be present. I want you to hold people accountable. If they are doing things that hurt you, they do not get access to you. You do not compromise yourself for this. I told you, there's no amount of self-sacrifice that you can do to gain. This is a negative. Plus one will still be a negative. But if you are a positive, when you meet the other positive, you remain in balance. I told you the order of operations in love is simple. I've said this over and over again. It's please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, right? And so my please excuse my dear Aunt Sally order of operations is simple. Yo primero. Me first, because I'm the source. If I sacrifice myself, I sacrifice them. And then in balance, I treat them as if it is myself. But if I don't understand how to love myself, I am incapable of loving another human being. Because I'm going to see two people instead of one. And if you see two people, you're not being love, you're being hate. You're being the division. And as such, ladies, when you see two instead of one and you didn't realize it was running on autopilot based on your state, how helpless do you feel? Doesn't it feel as if the ball's in their court? That's so unnatural to me. Ball's never been in their court. Not the way my mama raised me. No. Sorry. I will praise who deserves to be praised, but ball's never been in their court. Okay? So what I'm asking you to do is return to being receptive. Return to appreciating not knowing. Return to allowing your intuition to lead and guide. Okay? As gentlemen, if you are primarily feminine energy, you're going to practice this. Your brain is not wired for this. Your brain is wired to compartmentalize and be logical. I understand that. That's why women have to remember how they think as an asset, not a detriment. All right, you guys, I'm smiling because I know this message is hitting home on so many levels for some of you. And like I said, I'm not saying that men are not special, because they are absolutely special, or masculine women, however, or, whatever genderless, you know what I'm talking about. Just simply the dynamics of the energy should be a harmonious thing that works together in balance. And I am not advocating not appreciating their efforts. I'm not advocating being mean or cruel. I'm not advocating being disrespectful, because if you understand anything about the dynamics at all, this source image is dealing with its own self. That's actual love, when two people become one. When I see myself in this gentleman or this woman, I am embodying the energy of love that is undivided. And as such, this person cannot help but follow. So ladies, please remember that you are the source. You're the source, you're the prize. And no matter how high value the Superman is, you need to remember you're his kryptonite. Most women are, when they know it, when they know who they are. You're his kryptonite. I want you to think about what I said. I want you to remember. I want you to practice being receptive. I need you to practice being present. I need you to be present every day. I need you to start wiping no mind out. I want you to use no mind to wipe all past experiences of hurt, pain, healing that needs to be done, all of that. I need you to wipe it clean. Because if you're going to give someone a clean slate and catch up, then do that. And what's going to happen, your memories are not going to be erased. The emotional charge is going to go. And that's going to allow you to respond rather than react. And that's the goal. Everyone runs on autopilot until they become aware of who they are on the inside. So the only way to get off autopilot is to start being present. And you're going to do that by not worrying about the future. That goes to no mind. And you're going to do that by freeing yourself of the past. That goes to no mind. And you're going to return to being like an infant. Now, most infants, even if they were unwanted initially or they're an oops, okay? Almost all of them, no matter what, get their needs met. They're fed, they're clothed, they're bathed. They never question where it's coming from. They have no experiences from which to build upon, so who is absolutely present to their needs and simply let you know, ask once and get them. So as women, I need you to return to being like that infant. Wipe the slate clean. And what you'll notice is your healed, pure perception will yield their healed, pure perception. And will no longer feel uncomfortable when you're in symbiotic union. If you don't wipe the slate clean with no mind, what will happen is, say you want something that hasn't quite happened yet or unraveled yet. You'll start attacking them for not doing what you want because you're basing it on past perceptions. So you got to wipe that slate clean, wipe it as clean as you can get. Okay? No mind isn't impossible for men to access. It's just, it's going to require you getting literally out of your own way and not thinking. And for women, like I said, it's a lot easier for us because we have this thing called intuition. And it just comes out of nowhere because we are the embodiment of the subconscious. So I know it may not feel natural at first, but that's only because I'm asking you guys to be women again. I'm asking you to embrace your femininity. I'm asking you to embrace being source unapologetically. I'm asking you to love the hell out of yourself without sacrificing yourself to give to another. I'm asking you to hold the line until they match you so that you can both be in harmony like you actually want and deserve. That's why I asked you to read that book. That's why I said, please understand these 5 wounds, not because I didn't want you to have your desire, but I wanted you to see all the compensation tools that you use to survive. Applaud yourself, appreciate everything that you didn't know when you didn't know because you were in it. And now become present and realize you're not in survival anymore. You don't need to be safe anymore. You don't need to control things anymore. Which was a great question, Maribel. Thank you. Those of you who are looking to control things probably had a traumatic childhood, and as such, the controller mask is coming out. So this may be difficult, right? Because we needed the controller mask to survive as children. We're not children anymore. We've grown, and we need to allow this in. Okay? So if my counterpart is the masculine, this still applies to be able to use no mind for our divine union. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because everyone has the subconscious, male and female made he as one. See, you're told the image is 1, not 2. So if you're not being that 1, then you're going to suffer the consequences accordingly. If you remember you are each other, and you trust in that love, and you trust in that invisible force, and you erase all of the programming and the stuff that you don't like, and you forgive everything, you let it go because it all served you, and you have this high level understanding of the fact that everything in your life was for a reason, so you could become aware of who you are and who you tried to be, then suddenly you have peace. Suddenly you're okay with who you are. There's no more healing to be done when you can feel that way. And I'm not claiming that that's easy, because that was a journey for me. But because it was such a difficult journey, I appreciate me some me. So I don't compromise myself. And that's what you're learning how to do. And I promise you that gentlemen and masculine energy, they want to show you how worthy you are. They want that smile. They want that praise. Most gentlemen have better relationships with their dogs than their girlfriends. That should tell you that what I'm saying is pure gold. What I'm saying is pure gold. Just correct me if I'm wrong. Ladies, I know you like a compliment, right? You know what that feels like. It feels good, right? Yeah, okay. They feel the same way about them. They feel the same way. It makes their heart feel good. And you're the woman in the heart. So start pumping out that energy like nobody's business. Love without demand. And it's going to be imbalanced, because someone said to me today, they're like, Sin, so what does that look like, this radiant relationship that you're talking about, And I said, here's the best thing. Right? When you're healed, when they say, I'm going to go play golf with the guys, yeah? It's not a problem. You don't feel insecure. You're not worried about what he's doing. You're not worried about him cheating. You shouldn't be dating that man either, right? So clear. If you're worried about him cheating, he should have been nixed in the first place, right? So that peaceful, yes, go camping, go do this, go do that. I'm going to go enjoy my own time. Have fun. I'll see you soon. And I can't wait to see you when you get back. Okay, love you. Like a dog. That's a radiant relationship. It's not concern. But if I have to force someone to love me, if I have to convince myself that someone loves me, I am going about it the wrong way. That's not my job. It's not my job. And I want to attract the man that loves himself this way. I want to attract the man who is capable of loving me so profoundly because he loves himself too. So this isn't just for women. All I'm saying, ladies, is if you're the source image, you might as well just become the man you want to be. By not needing and not requiring their joy, but adding to their joy. And at the same time, not compromising your joy to gain them, because that's not how it's done. Do not censor yourself for the sake of keeping someone. Some of you ladies, I hear you and I see you in these boards and you're like, what do I do now? I think I said something that he's not going to talk to me forever. Oh my God. That's all I'm going to... That's how I feel when you guys sound like that. It's so ass backwards. This gentleman needs to be concerned with how you feel if he wants to keep you. My daughter's father, okay? That man, flowers and candy for no reason at all whatsoever. No reason at all. And he would get all excited. Did you get the flowers at the office? Did you get the flowers at the office? All excited. Yeah. Thank you, honey. That was so sweet. Yeah, I gotta stay on my toes, he would say. And I'd be like, on your toes? I ain't worried about nothing. He said, exactly. Exactly. You're never going to worry because I'm going to make sure you know how much you are loved. Oh, okay. He said, I've also been that guy, the shoulder they cried on when their man didn't do their job. And I got hella women. I got hella women. Because I've been the one that their shoulder they cried on because those women were tolerating stuff. That's so sad. Instead, I'm going to make sure that I never lose my woman. I'm going to make sure she knows. This is the natural order. I was a 20-something-year-old kid, didn't know my ass from my head, and yet that is how I was treated. So it's not an excuse, and I know I'm older, and yet it's not an excuse. You guys have to discern enough to allow the man that deserves to be by your side. That's nature. Even a panda, the panda has to fight the female. She's even more efficient. A panda has to fight the female. And if he loses to the female, he ain't getting it. Because he's not worthy, he's not strong enough. To this date, women still panda behavior. So as you can see, you should not be making this effort. You need to return to being the source and allowing that mirror to show you inside yourself unapologetically. If you don't like something, ask No Mind to help you see it without the emotional charge so you can realize that he is mirroring what you need to know about yourself so that you can correct it. But an undivided person is a very powerful person because she can say and do whatever she wants. And she'll be loved for it. True self-love is unapologetic self-expression. And that self-loving mastery is then proven to you by the way they show up. 3D checks you and shows you your love back to yourself. And love is love reflected. So, all right, Jessica, exactly. Love yourself unconditionally. Married for 8 years, and every year it gets better and better. There you go. There you go. All of you deserve that. All of you deserve that. The fact that you even question your worth when you are the whole universe needs to be addressed. If you are questioning your worth, you are going to attract people that make you question it so that you can get to the bottom of it. So stop questioning it and just accept what I'm saying. You are source. You are source. Restore the natural order and remember you're the prize. Come back to nature. Even the lions are only allowed to be the head of the pride if the females allow it. And when they are no longer worthy of this spot, they are removed and their replacement is already waiting. I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just stating facts. You need to return to this natural order. And then the rest runs on autopilot. And then you can appreciate it. You're not criticizing, you're not worried about what he's doing, you're not worried about what he's doing wrong. He's not doing anything wrong. He's being exactly as you are, and that's why you're rewarded with this amazing relationship. And as gentlemen, if you understand that she's the prize and you understand that her joy will get you access into riches, into happiness like you've never felt before, into peace, because, let's be honest, you go out into the world and you get beat up by it. What do you really want to come home to? Peace. You want your woman to be that comfort, that feeling of home, right? So ladies, be that peace by understanding you're the source. If you promise to not sacrifice yourself in order to gain another, you'll never lose. As tempted as you are, as bad as you want this person, you've only seen yourself in the mirror. It's you. And if you want to keep this person, then radiate knowing that you are the source, and it will follow. Ladies, you're the vortex. Allow it to come. I know it feels unnatural, especially for me, because I'm much more masculine than I am feminine. I admit that. That's also how I figured out how to trap a guy. Mirror them back to themselves. Genius. Trap set. You ain't getting out. He don't want to. He found himself. Mission accomplished. And it's not a trap, so to speak, but if the end goal is to find yourself, then mirroring them back to themselves till they realize that they're you is the goal. Boom. Love. Sealed. So. No mind is about getting receptive. No mind is embracing your feminine energy. No mind is about allowing intuition in. No mind is about enjoying the art of not doing. No mind is about allowing the vacuum to be filled by the universe because your spirit said yes. No mind is about realizing that as source, you were already at the finish line. All you got to do is get out of the way and allow your heart to be the guidance that leads you there. But if you're having difficulty with this, that means that your feminine needs a little work. And you're going to practice not knowing. You're going to practice allowing things to come to you. And the effort that I want you to make is the intuition that you get. So you will make an effort. I'm not saying you're going to float all day. You will make an effort. But it's going to be the intuition. You're going to know. It's going to feel good. But it's high time that our mind and our heart be fully in tuned and that we be open and receptive, because if we're women on this planet, it's for good reason. We're supposed to be receptive. All right, you guys. I've got an hour break before I work until midnight, so I hope this sets in. I'm going to keep drilling about no mind, because what I'm hoping is the more you guys learn how to use this, the easier your life will get, and the more powerful we can be as a unit, and the more you can spread this and domino affect it throughout the world, because I'm on a mission to remind you who you are. That's it. That's all I want. I want to show you your magic. Every one of you. I want you to understand your behavior so that you can stop the insanity of seeking. I want you to remember that your eyes deceive you because they reflect inward, and so what you see out there is actually what's in here. And as such, you should not be chasing it out there. That's how you make the effort that you're not supposed to be making. Instead, practice erasing the bad stuff. Practice being fully present. Practice allowing intuition to guide you. Take only the inspired action that feels right. And I promise you, You will enter your states faster, quicker, in a non-sequential manner, in the most amazing ways, and you will learn to trust spirit. You will learn it. And you'll be delighted like a child by the way that it unfolds, because you didn't tell Source how to do it. So then Source is allowed to do its best work with what you don't know. So, can we please practice being receptive? Can we please practice being feminine? Can we please get back to being receptive, intuitive? Can we allow the natural order? Can we breathe? Can we relax? Can we enjoy being present? Can we love like we're supposed to without fear? Because if we do that, you'll realize how easy it is to be loved for who you are. Okay. Now I really gotta go because, gotta give myself one break. All right. Love you. Bye-bye, guys.